Assalamualaikum warahmatullah wabarakatuh. And good day again to you, my viewers. So today we're here, to show you the germination of our onion crop. And the germination of our onion crop, I'm very impressed. I think it's exceptional. Considering, as we had expressed in previous videos, that land preparation is very important. It has a lot to do with your germination process. The land preparation is is a very key component in this aspect of onion farming. So we are showing you the onion planting. Now I'm gonna ask our cameraman to just come a little bit down to show you the excellent germination that we're having right now. So as you can see, guys, look, the germination is pretty good. As you can see, well defined, nice spacing as well. So as you can see, nice spacing, it's not overcrowded. And this was planted by the onion planter. So you can see it's nicely spaced. And this is very important, because when you have the right spacing, then the right spacing will lead you to a consistent size. So you have nice sizes, as well as you have good quality onions in your field. And another element that you must have to get good germination is this: water. Water is very important in any level of germination. In any crop you grow, for seeds to germinate, you have to have water, and that is very, very important. This morning, as you can, I'm getting a very, strong odor at the moment, because we had applied some spraying some foliar this morning, because we saw some worms in the onion. So we applied some nitrogen, as well as some magnesium, as well as zinc, which is very important. So for the magnesium and the zinc, we use some molasses, to provide that to the plant. But as you can see, we have some people use the 1 foot drip line, as well as some people would use the 8 inches drip line. But we chose to use the 1 feet, because 1 feet is more universal. So when we are planting growing other crops, then we can use these same drip lines because of the spacing, because these are the same ones we use in watermelon and corn, the one foot. So and you can see, when you have like 3 of them on the rotivated bed, what is it now that happen here is that the water would drip and it will spread. So it spread from one to the next, and you have that over laying of water and on the surface. So you cannot use 1 or 2 based on the size of this bed. 3 is more applicable for the size of this bed. So, and what we do as well, which is very key in any crop that you're doing, is that you never overweight your crops. Overweighting of your crops will lead to a lot of fungus and diseases, which you want to prevent in onion farming, because in onion farming you have diseases such as purple blotch, and other diseases that overweighting, too much water and saturation in your farm would give you these sort of issues. So what we do, we moderately wet our field. So as you can see, look, see I take up this amount of soil, but it's moderately wet, but it's not saturated. And this is what onion especially the onion and scallion family, likes a lot. It just like the soil being slightly moist and not oversaturated. As you can see, so as you can see, it's nothing left in your hand. You know, so the crops really, onion crops really like this. And I recommend to you as well, you know, based on what I see and based on what I've heard the experts have alluded to as well, is that try to wet to irrigate your onions or most crops in the daytime when the time is hot. You know, this will cause the sun to remove some of the saturation in the field. You know, so when you go through the night, you don't it doesn't develop a lot of fungus or through the night time, because it's left moist rather than saturated. So irrigating during the daytime is very important, especially during the morning, you know, when you know the sun would have the time to remove the saturation. Yes, so another important thing that I must mention, try to reduce leaks, overhead leaks in your onion crop, because this will lead to a lot of fungus and diseases in your onion crop. So try to reduce the overhead leaking as much as possible, you know. And as you can see, this is the health of these onions. They seem to be very healthy based on the greenness of, you can see they're having sufficient nitrogen. You know, yeah, there's sufficient nitrogen in them. But we plan now to apply some phosphorus and some mild potassium as well to kind of harden the plants to withstand disease and pests. You know, because that's a aspect of what potassium does to your crops. But nitrogen will help you with the bulbing of the onions. You know, will help you with nice bulbing of the onions. You know, nitrogen is more important in this stage. So I'm gonna ask our cameraman to just give you a overall shot of how the crop is progressing at the moment. You know, it's very green. You know, we just need to apply some weed control now. So we're gonna come in here a few hours or a few days and try to remove some of the weeds. But it's not so bad, because we had used the herbicide, you know, before we had planted it. It's a herbicide, is not what you consider dangerous. It just creates a layer over the bed, so that when the crops when the weeds grow, then it basically doesn't allow them to come through. But it doesn't affect the onion, because the onion will grow like this. The onion will come back from grow with its back, and then when it comes through, it straightens. So if the onions grow back when it's coming up, so this doesn't affect the layer. The layer doesn't affect that, because it come back and then it straightens after. But the weeds now will grow straight up. So when it comes up, then the layer is there to prevent it from coming out. So it kind of rots the take off the head of the weed. So as I said, the aspect that I mentioned, just to summarize, one, most importantly, land preparation, because that's the first thing you have to do. Two, proper irrigation. You know, make sure you have adequate irrigation lines to prevent adequate water for the crops. 3, good foliar program to prevent pests and diseases. 4, the reduction of overhead leaks. You know, so those are what I had mentioned. And 5, weed control. So these are the aspects that you look out for in a successful onion crop. You know, these once rightly implemented, then you will have a successful crop. And again, we say from Just Free Farms, Masalama, enough respect, and big up yourself.